Sony just registered a mysterious new camera in China, and the photography world is buzzing. After 4 years of waiting, the Sony A7V is finally happening, and it's bringing some game-changing upgrades that could completely reshape the full-frame camera market. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down everything we know about the Sony A7V, its confirmed specifications, analyze what these upgrades actually mean for photographers and videographers, and reveal why this camera might be the biggest release of 2025. If you're considering upgrading your camera setup or you're curious about Sony's latest innovation, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for the latest camera tech updates. We'll cover the revolutionary 44-megapixel sensor that shoots 20 frames per second, the incredible 8-stop image stabilization that puts every competitor to shame, and the 4K 120 frames per second video capabilities that content creators have been desperately waiting for. Plus, I'll tell you exactly when you can expect to get your hands on this camera and whether it's worth waiting for over the current alternatives. The Sony A7V isn't just another small update. Sony has officially registered camera code WW084220 in China, confirming that the A7V is real and coming soon, with industry insiders now pointing to a launch window between October and November 2025. Unlike the A7 IV, this model is being reimagined as a true professional tool, borrowing design elements, durability, and weather sealing from the flagship A1 II. Most importantly, Sony has listened to user feedback, addressing overheating issues and expanding video features, making the A7V a much stronger option for hybrid creators. Let's talk about that new 44-megapixel full-frame sensor, because this is where Sony is making a bold statement with the A7V. Unlike the stacked sensors found in Sony's flagship models, this one is a newly developed partially stacked BSI CMOS design, offering a balance of speed, efficiency, and affordability. The genius is that despite not being fully stacked, it still delivers up to 20 frames per second burst shooting with a deep buffer capable of handling hundreds of raw images before slowing down. This puts professional-level sports and action performance into a more accessible camera body. On top of that, the sensor offers improved dynamic range compared to the A7 IV, with stronger shadow recovery, more highlight detail, and reduced noise at higher ISOs. Combined with faster readout speeds and better heat management, this new sensor makes the A7V a truly versatile hybrid camera. For wildlife photographers, sports shooters, and content creators who demand both resolution and speed without flagship prices, this is absolutely game-changing. The autofocus system is where Sony really shows off their flagship technology. The A7V features 693 phase detection autofocus points covering approximately 93% of the entire sensor area, which means you can achieve tack-sharp focus almost anywhere in your frame. This is a massive upgrade from older cameras that only had autofocus points clustered in the center. The system also includes real-time IAF for humans, animals, and birds, plus advanced subject tracking that uses AI to predict movement patterns. Low-light autofocus performance has been enhanced to work down to -4 EV, meaning you can achieve focus in conditions that are barely visible to the naked eye. Video creators, this is your moment. The A7V delivers 4K recording at 120 frames per second with full-frame readout and no crop, which means buttery, smooth, slow-motion footage that rivals much more expensive cinema cameras. You also get 6K internal recording for maximum flexibility in post-production, advanced S-Log profiles for professional color grading, and focused breathing compensation that makes lens changes virtually undetectable. Combined with the improved heat management system that includes better internal ventilation, you can actually record long-form content without worrying about the camera shutting down mid-shoot. Sony has also integrated AI-powered features that automatically optimize settings based on your shooting scenario. The image stabilization upgrade is perhaps the most impressive improvement. We're jumping from A7V's 5.5 stops to a massive 8 stops of stabilization. To put this in perspective, you can now handhold shots at shutter speeds that would have been impossible before. Think sharp handheld shots at 1/4 second or even slower with the right technique. This isn't just a minor improvement. It's a complete transformation of what's possible without a tripod. But wait, there's more technical goodness. The camera features the same high-resolution EVF as the A12 dual-band Wi-Fi for faster file transfers and Sony's latest menu system that actually makes sense. The A7V also includes an integrated AI chip that automatically optimizes camera settings based on your shooting scenario, advanced subject recognition that can track eyes, faces, animals, and vehicles with unprecedented accuracy, and improved battery life that should address the power consumption issues many users experience with earlier models. The A7V is positioning in the market is fascinating because it's targeting a sweet spot that no other manufacturer has quite nailed. It sits between the enthusiast and professional segments, offering flagship features at a more accessible price point. When compared to Canon's R6 Mark II or Nikon's Z6 III, the A7V is a combination of resolution, burst rate, and stabilization creates a compelling advantage. But here's what's really interesting from a market perspective. The A7V could potentially cannibalize sales of Sony's own higher-end cameras. With these specifications, many photographers might question whether they really need to spend extra on the A7R5 or even the A12. Sony is essentially betting that expanding the market with better value will generate more revenue than protecting their premium segments. The timing of this release is also strategic. As we head into 2025, content creation continues to grow, and hybrid cameras are becoming essential tools for creators who need both high-quality stills and professional video capabilities. Sony is positioning the A7V to capture this expanding market before competitors can respond with similar offerings. For existing Sony users, the upgrade path is clear and compelling. A7 III users get a massive jump in capabilities, while A7 IV users get meaningful improvements in the areas that mattered most: video features and stabilization. The lens ecosystem compatibility means your investment in Sony Glass continues to pay dividends. Here's the big question. Should you wait for the A7V or buy now? If you need a camera today, the A7 IV is still an excellent choice. But if you can hold out until early 2025, the A7V is rumored upgrades from 4K 120 frames per second to 8-stop stabilization. Make it worth the wait. Pricing looks competitive, and these features will stay relevant for years. Just keep in mind, new releases often face availability delays. If your gear is holding you back, upgrade now. Otherwise, waiting could pay off. Subscribe to stay updated the moment Sony makes the official announcement. The Sony A7V represents exactly what the camera industry needs right now: meaningful innovation at an accessible price point. With its 44-megapixel sensor shooting 20 frames per second, industry-leading 8-stop stabilization, and professional 4K 120 frames per second video capabilities, it's poised to set new standards in the hybrid camera market. The early 2025 release timeline means we won't have to wait much longer to see how these impressive specifications translate to real-world performance. What features are you most excited about in the A7V? Drop a comment below and let me know if you're planning to upgrade or if you think Sony has missed the mark on anything. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for the latest camera tech updates. I'll be covering every detail of the A7V launch as it happens.